Alright guys, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a super long time since I've uploaded and I do apologize for that, but this video has taken a really long time to plan and I think I finally got things figured out for it. Now this is going to be quite a bit different from the videos you guys normally see on this channel, but I do think if it turns out well, it could be a super cool project and I think it'd be a super cool thing to have. So basically, to give you guys a little bit of background, I was watching a YouTuber known as Flair about 2 years ago, and I saw that he made a backyard pond and I thought it was a super cool idea, so I decided I was going to try to make one at some point and just never really got around to it. But I think now that it's the beginning of summer / early spring, I think now's a great time to do it. So I got my stuff together. I'm going to head over to the store in a few minutes and get a tarp to use as a liner and to hold water, and I think we're just going to go for it. I don't know a lot about this, but we're just going to kind of give it our best shot here and see what we can make happen. So like I said, I'm gonna run to the store real quick and let's just get this project started and see what we can make happen. All right, so a little update here. I'm back at home. I just went to the store and I actually didn't record. I was planning to, but I went to Walmart and I normally get kicked out of there when I record. So yeah, I just kind of skipped it on this one, but I don't really know the size and shape we're gonna make this yet. I mean, I got a decent sized tarp, so I can definitely make this pretty big, and I definitely want it to be pretty deep because I don't want it to get too hot. I mean, I'm still gonna have to change out the water every day. It is still gonna be in the 80s and 90s this summer again, I'm sure. So yeah, definitely gonna have to make it pretty deep, but I also want some shallow areas. And yeah, so I think what I'm gonna do is just mark out an area and we can start digging. I don't have an excavator or anything, so it's just gonna probably be a few days of manual labor and we'll kind of figure it out from there. Well guys, I don't think this is gonna work as well as I thought it was going to. The ground here is super hard and it took me an hour and a half just to get the basic outline done. So I was looking around for a few days and I finally found somebody that's willing to help me. They have a tractor. They said they'll be over here later today to help dig this thing out. So that's kind of the plan for now. We're just gonna wait for them to show up, and they actually said they don't want to be recorded. So unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to record this part of the process, but yeah, the next clip you guys will see will probably be me taking measurements and just kind of getting an idea of where we're at after the digging's done. So anyway, not gonna make this too long, and I'll just see you guys when it's all dug out. All right, so as I said in the last segment, the first thing I'm gonna do here is take some quick measurements. I know I bought a 20 by 30 foot tarp, so as long as this is about 16.5 by 11 feet, it should be all right. So I'm gonna make sure it's still that, and we'll fill in some stuff if we need to, but hoping it'll be about what we need right off start. So all right, I think the easiest way to do this is gonna be to trap this end up here under a giant piece of clay from this massive dirt pile, which will hopefully be gone in the next few days, so this doesn't look like garbage. But yeah, we're gonna take this for now, slap that under. Well, we're gonna have to do it better than that apparently. Okay. All right, that is perfect. That's about 14 feet on this side. And then as for the width, I think it should only be, it only looks like it's 7 or 8, and I originally made it 11. So if that is the case, then I think we'll have a lot of room to work with, which is really good. So okay, yeah, it's about 7.5 feet wide, so pretty much exactly what I thought. And that's actually a very good thing because that will give us a lot of room to work with, make this the shape that I want. I was kind of afraid that this was gonna be already like 17 feet and wasn't really gonna work. Last couple things, checking the depth here. It looks to be about 3.5. Yeah, looks like about 3.5 feet in the deep end, and then the shallow end definitely is gonna need some work because yeah, it's not even quite 2 feet. So definitely gonna have to make some changes there. But overall it looks pretty good. I'm gonna grab a shovel, Well, I already grabbed it. It's right over here. And first thing I'm going to do is take the loose dirt out of the bottom so that we know exactly what we're working with, and then start making it the shape and depth we want. Alright guys, so today I'm back with another progress update finally. I know it's only been a few seconds for you, but for me, I've spent the last 2 weeks digging this thing out with a shovel, and I'd say it's coming along pretty good. We're pretty much done with all the digging. Now, it may not look much different than it did in my last progress update, but trust me, this was very difficult to do. This is all basically clay around here, so it was basically impossible to dig through, but we finally got there in the end. And the main things I did were slope this down a little more. It used to be a really steep drop off, and I actually extended it a few feet as well. And then down here in the shallow kind of shelf here, it used to be about 1.5 feet, and I dug it down to about 3 feet, and then just kind of merged it with the drop off there. And then I slanted this drop off a little more and dug this down to what I actually wanted it to be for depth, which was about 4 feet. And then I just spent the rest of the time smoothing out the walls, cutting out all the roots and stuff that was going to jab holes in the liner and tarp, and got all the rocks out of the way and just pretty much everything else that needed to be done to clean it up. But as for today, I don't actually have the liner yet. I'm going to go pick it up either tonight or tomorrow. So what we're actually going to do now is get all the rocks we need ready, because I'm going to need to ring it with rocks to hold the tarp down first of all, and then I'm also going to put a bunch of rocks in the bottom. So what I'm basically going to do today is grab the four-wheeler, load up a trailer, and head out and see if we can get some bigger rocks to put around this thing. And then I'm also going to get a few trailer fulls to put in the bottom here. So that's basically all we're going to do today, and then hopefully it should be filled up with water by tomorrow evening. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so I know this video hasn't been very interesting so far. We've basically just been building the pond, and you guys have just been watching me struggle with excavating and getting materials and stuff like that. But building's almost over. We're going to finish this today. Now, basically what I'm going to do now to finish the process is I'm going to remove the last bit of crap out of the bottom of the pond so that it doesn't punch holes in the liner and tarp. As you can see, it's just kind of filled up with debris and rocks and other crap. So yeah, basically I'm just gonna spend a couple minutes with a shovel getting that out and smoothing it out. Then what we're gonna do is put the liners in, which you can kind of see behind me. Those are just 2 old crappy tarps I found, so those should work to protect the main tarp from getting holes punctured in it. And then we're gonna grab the main tarp, throw it in, put the rocks on top, and then just throw some rocks in there in the bottom. And then I have some smaller rocks I'm gonna get from someone else who also doesn't want me to film at their house. So yeah, I'm gonna grab those rocks, and then yeah, we should just be able to fill it up with water after that, drain it out a few times to filter out the dirt, and then we should be able to just stock fish in it. So yeah, we're basically getting very close to the end here, and thank you for all you guys who stuck with me through this whole 2-week process, which for you is probably about 5 minutes. So anyway, we're gonna get the rocks sorted out, we're gonna get the hole dug out a little bit better, and then we're just gonna finish this thing up. Well guys, after the wind screwed us over a few times. We finally got the actual water holding liner in here. I'm super happy with it, to be honest. I mean, it looks like garbage right now, don't get me wrong. I'm definitely gonna have to do some stuff to it quick and put some more rocks around, but for now I'm super happy with it. And I actually have to go somewhere right now, so I'm gonna pick this up in a little while, and we're basically just gonna put the rocks in. I'm gonna go pick up the small ones. So what I'm gonna basically do now is just finish putting rocks around, and yeah, we'll just go from there. Well, I'm guessing most of you guys saw this coming a mile away, but as I said, I was going to go pick up some rocks from somebody's house and then come back here, record myself putting them in the pond and stuff. And I completely forgot the GoPro when I started putting these in. So yeah, as you can see, the pond is now filled up with rocks. It looks kind of weird, to be honest, because this drop off was too steep to put anything on. So yeah, we just kind of have a shelf of rocks up here and a shelf of rocks down there. But yeah, I blew it out with a leaf blower basically just to get all the crap out. And now it's kind of the moment of truth. We're gonna get the hose out, hope this thing holds water, and try to fill it up. Well guys, after a very long day of work on our backyard pond here, we are finally ready to do the last step before we stock fish in it. Now, I have all the water shut off, and it's pretty much as full as I want it. It's supposed to rain a lot this week, so if it looks a little low, then that's why. Now, as I said before, we are finally ready to do the last step here before we stock fish, which is really pretty simple. I'm just going to put a little mark on the tarp with a Sharpie, if it will stay close enough. And yeah, basically what that's going to tell me is when I get up tomorrow, if this thing is right at the line or above it because of the rain, that shows that this is in fact holding water. There aren't any leaks or the water isn't seeping through the tarp. And if it's below that line, obviously we have some issues. But yeah, that's basically the last step. And after a 14-hour day of working on this, I am very tired, so I'm going to go to bed. And then when I get up tomorrow morning, it's kind of going to be the make it or break it moment, because we're going to see if this thing does in fact hold water, and if we can even put fish in it in the first place. So with that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and let's hope for the best. Alright guys, it is early the next morning, and to say I'm a little bit nervous to look at this would be an understatement. I really hope this thing still has water in it, or at least pretty much all the water that I put in yesterday. Looks like it literally went down just a little bit. I mean, the water was pretty much up to like there yesterday, and it's down maybe a centimeter now. So yeah, I'd say that's looking pretty good actually. And the water clarity is still really good, obviously. So yeah, I don't know, that could have just been evaporation, although I don't know how much that happens during the night. Probably not much at all, if anything. But yeah, I mean, it looks like we're in pretty good shape. We can probably put fish in here. So well guys, I'm super happy with the progress we've made on the pond in the last couple weeks, and with that, I think we're gonna wrap up part 1. Part 2 and 3 are definitely both gonna be fishing and stocking, so that'll be super exciting and hopefully a little more interesting than this video. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this one anyways, and if you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in part 2.